Tonight on SCTV3, see all the action from the annual spring celebration that's now under a new name.
Plus, see how senior students are preparing for graduation.
All that and more tonight on SCTV3.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of SCTV3 Weekly News. I'm Layna Delgado.
And I'm Reilly. Thank you for joining us.
We start tonight here on Alden Street with our top story, Springfield College's annual spring celebration. The Campus Activity Board has been hosting college events all week long, but under a new name, Spirit Palooza.
SCTV3's Kyle Valentine checked out the festivities, explains how Spirit Palooza came together.
As spring semester slowly starts to wind down, a long week celebration held by the Campus Activities Board begins. Spirit Palooza is a week-long event that celebrates spring and the end of the spring semester. These events are student-led with the goal of bringing out the school spirit with fun, engaging, and exciting events for students. The name Spirit Palooza was created by members of the CAB after Springfield College's president, Mary Beth Cooper, stated last year that the name used in years prior will no longer be used. CAB Sports and Wellness Chair Abriella Benane spoke about the switch from the old to the new name.
Last year was known as Tayuka, and then this year we changed it to Spirit Palooza. They thought that it was best for us to change it, so all of our board came up with a new name and we came up with Spirit Palooza.
The daily events kicked off on Monday with a chocolate-covered strawberry truck offering chocolate-covered cheesecake bites and chocolate-covered strawberries. Also on Monday, students were able to paint peach baskets with an assortment of colors. Without missing a beat, Mario Kart Showdown was held in the campus union, giving students an opportunity to face off against their friends or try to beat a high score. Along with Mario Kart on Tuesday, cupcakes were being offered with 6 different options, all being a different Mario-related character. CAB members facilitate all aspects of every event and put together all their efforts into making them possible. Benjamin Morales is the Associate Director for Student Engagement and is also the advisor for CAB and Spirit Palooza. He emphasizes that the students who are putting in the hard work truly care about what they do because they love what they do.
What I really think is truly special about it is it's all volunteer, that none of these students get paid to do any of this, and it's really just they love the college, they love putting on events for the campus community. So I think, I get joy in kind of seeing their ideas come to life, and really as the advisor, I kind of just play a back seat to it, and really any ideas that they have, I just feel that it's my job to kind of like help them have their vision come true.
Wednesday night held an event that every student looks forward to, bingo. But before the main event, a Super Sunshine Smoothie Bar was serving Maui Wowie smoothies for students to enjoy. At the same time, a scavenger hunt had students going around campus to collect 5 Mario-related items to bring back to the main table. The clues were found in lucky blocks in specific locations. The team to bring back the items the fastest won a free Spirit Palooza t-shirt and 2 bingo cards. Heading into the night, bingo, with the theme of bring anything but a chair, brought out some objects that you won't see every day. There were boats, benches, a cat tower, toilet, pools, and much more present in the Springfield College Fieldhouse. Many students who participated looked to win the best anything but a chair item, but ultimately the cat tower was deemed the best anything but a chair item. For Springfield College student Spencer Studley, he believes events like these bring everyone together.
Events like this, it brings everyone together. Like you see, everyone came out tonight. That's what it's all about. That's good for Springfield. This is my pet dog, Jax. I had to bring it. Even though I'm not sitting on him, he's the good luck charm, so that might help winning the prize tonight. So let's see.
Many prizes were handed out to the winners of bingo, and the event was deemed a success. For 2 CAB members, however, it was a dream come true.
Honestly, this is everything I've aspired into in life. I've accomplished all my dreams up to this point.
I mean, since day one, I wanted to host bingo. Here we are. It's a dream come true. I gotta say, it feels great. It feels great to be out here.
With Spirit Palooza being all week, events on campus are still happening, with Super Smash Bros. Showdown happening right now until 8 p.m. on the Naismith Green. To end off the week, on Saturday, the Princess Peach Fest will be from 4 to 8 p.m. also on the Naismith Green. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Kyle Valentine.
Spring Celebration wraps up this weekend with the Princess Peach Fest, held on Naismith Green from 4 to 8 on Saturday.
As the academic year comes to a close, the college community is preparing to say goodbye to Gulick Hall, a place that's been part of student life for generations. Since its opening in 1969, the 4-story residence hall has been the backdrop for countless memories. A new webpage called Goodbye Gulick offers a chance to explore the hall's history, detail a memory, and learn how to sign up for the final tour before the building closes. In addition, Gulick Hall memorabilia will be available for a limited time through an online shop. Director of Housing and Residence Life, John Branowski, shares why it's important to give Gulick a proper send-off.
I feel like there's a lot of history in that building, and the Residence Hall has made so many connections to students over the years, certainly from the style of the building, the character that it has. We wanted to give all of those groups of students and alumni, parents, friends of the college, community members the opportunity to see it one last time before hopefully we get to turn it into something new.
An email will be sent to the campus community once the online shop is open.
After last Thursday's Student Government Association elections, positions have now been selected for the upcoming school year. Students spent about a week campaigning for the roles they are running for, even printing out flyers and spreading them around campus. Thursday's vote resulted in a number of students elected to new roles. Junior Jocelyn Bravo was elected as SGA's president for next year. Spots were also filled for roles such as SGA's commuter student representative. Furthermore, a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer were elected for the classes of 2026, 27, and 28. Students can check out the Student Activities Program and calendar to see all the events current SGA officers have planned.
As part of the William Simpson Fine Arts Series, Springfield College hosted a screening of the film Sugarcane this past Tuesday. The film is the debut feature documentary and is tribute to Native American people and their way of life. Sugarcane tells a story of the Williams Lakes First Nation and the survivors who carry both deep pain and unwavering strength. Co-directed by Julian Brave Noisecat, who finds his own family's history tangled in the story. The film is as personal as it is political. After the screening, Indigenous leaders, artists, and educators unpacked the film's themes of survival, identity, and justice. The panelists thought it was an important message to deliver to Springfield College students.
Last Thursday, Springfield College hosted guest speaker Nima Avashia in the Dodge Room. After a meet and greet in the Weiser Conference Room earlier that day, Avashia read aloud to a group of students and faculty. She selected a few chapters of her book, Another Appalachia, Coming Up Queer and Indian in a Mountain Place. Her book is a culmination of life stories growing up in West Virginia and living in Boston, depicting some of the struggles as an Indian living in a predominantly white community. The audience engaged in a Q&A discussion after the reading, as many audience members asked questions about the reading. Avashia believes a lot of her writing style is shaped from her roots in West Virginia.
I grew up with a really strong oral storytelling tradition, so sitting on porches, listening to people tell stories. And so when I write, I think I still write that way. Like, I don't write in a fancy or like elevated way. I write like I talk. Like, I write in a way that's about like the kind of the oral nature of storytelling.
If you're interested in reading Avashia's book, you can find it in the college bookstore.
It's been a chilly week here in Springfield. Our warmer temps on the way. Shane Barron is in Studio B with our local and national weather update. Shane?
Thanks, Lanaya. Well, everyone knows the old saying of April showers bring May flowers. And based on how this next week is looking, there should be plenty of flowers come May. With rain in the forecast 5 out of the next 7 days and varied temps, it's shaping up to be a typical New England week of weather. Now let's take a look at the forecast. As you can clearly see, for the next couple days, it's going to be a wet one, with the highs fluctuating from the low 50s, low 40s, and then into the mid 60s on Monday. At night, it's going to be cold most of the week, varying around the high to mid 30s, and then dipping into 42 on Tuesday. Luckily, we're going to get a little treat at the end of the week where next Thursday, we're finally going to see the sun and be able to enjoy this nice springtime weather. Now turning to some national headlines, areas near Selmer County, Tennessee are still recovering from a deadly Category 3 tornado that rampaged through the state last week. Crews are still cleaning up wreckage of houses and buildings across the state. hundreds of tornadoes left many cities and towns in the Midwest heavily damaged. The Weather Channel says that many of these tornadoes are considered strong, which is typically not seen in such large numbers. The yearly total of strong tornadoes has already surpassed the average for the area. Residents endured wind speeds upwards of 160 miles per hour, and the recent tornadoes have left 5 people dead. In the thick of tornado season, the Midwest is working closely with the Red Cross and other organizations to provide aid and shelter. Now back to you, Liam, in Studio A.
When we come back, we hear from a Springfield senior a month away from graduation and how he is preparing for the end of his college career.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember you threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the first did Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Alberto Martinez is in the final month of his time at Springfield College. Here's more on how Martinez has been preparing for graduation and post-collegiate life.
Right now, I only have 2 classes left, so I'm trying to get those done as best as I can. I'm finishing up my internship with New England Public Media, and yeah, just trying to enjoy the last few weeks. My favorite memory goes back, it's more like an experience. Back to freshman year, I met all of my best friends in the Reed basement. So being able to see them grow and being able for all of us to live again together in the townhouses, that's been a very special thing for me. My sophomore year, I did a project with Professor Martin Dobrow where I got to make a full feature documentary, and just working on it for a year, spending countless hours on it and seeing it pay off with like a lot of people coming to watch it was very special to me. My advice is try new things out. Don't be afraid to branch out. There's a lot of experiences you've probably never felt before. There's a lot of experiences that you don't know if you're gonna enjoy it or not, so make sure to try them out. Make sure you do your best to be a part of this campus because it really is something special.
Martinez will be a part of the graduating class of 2025, whose commencement ceremony is taking place on May 18th at the Mass Mutual Center.
Now we turn to the top national and international stories from this past week. President Donald Trump abruptly pulled back on his tariff policy plan, pausing reciprocal tariffs on most nations for 90 days. In the meantime, these countries will be subject to 10% tariffs. Here's more on how the reversal has impacted the S&P 500 and the future of Trump's tariffs.
You know, we want to do what's right for our country. We also want to do what's right for the world. The world is important. I mean, it's the world, right? And I think we're going to make a lot of people very happy.
On Wednesday, Donald Trump signed an executive order promoting shipbuilding, defense procurement, and deregulation.
And I think investing in the United States of America will be the greatest investment that anybody's ever made.
President Trump also said he will be increasing the tariff rate on goods imported from China to 125%.
What he's worried about is that China is retaliating and has no interest of treating Americans fairly. That's how they've acted, and he is acting accordingly.
The stock market exploded to one of the best days after the pause was announced. The Dow Jones Industrial surged 7.9%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite Index jumped 12.2%. With SCTV3, I'm Layna Delgado.
In response, China has placed a reciprocal tariff on the United States at 84%.
After the roof collapse at a nightclub in the Dominican Republic, the rescue effort is still ongoing. So far, the death toll has reached 200, with another 155 injured, SCTV3's Corin Dixon has more on the search and rescue effort and how it's impacted Dominican communities in the U.S.
Collapsed early Tuesday morning during a concert at a nightclub in the capital of the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, killing at least 124 and injuring hundreds of others.
We only heard that he was supposed to be at this hospital where we had to go to confirm it was him, but we checked and he wasn't there.
Shaylin Peg.
It was really important to me, and I'm not prepared for anything that isn't hugging him right now, so I've been praying day and night.
Family members of the victims are left awaiting word of their loved ones. The nightclub, Jet Set, was known for drawing many high-profile Dominicans and was packed for its popular Monday night merengue party. The dead is merengue singer Rudy Perez, who was performing at the time of the collapse. Others include former MLB players Octavio Dotel and Tony Blanco. During Dotel's 15 seasons in the MLB, he played for 13 organizations, second most among any pitcher. His first team, the Mets, held a moment of silence for him Tuesday night. Also on Tuesday night, Hall of Fame player and former Red Sox star Pedro Martinez shared on his social media that he had family members still missing after the collapse. The cause of the disaster is still unknown. The effects are wide-ranging, affecting people around the world, especially in the Washington Heights neighborhood of New York City, where vigils have been held for the victims. For SCTV3, I'm Corwin Dixon.
Local authorities said a fire in 2023 damaged part of the nightclub, while a formal investigation into the cause of the collapse is underway.
The NCAA March Madness tournaments have officially come to a close. UConn claimed the 12th national title in the women's tournament, while Florida Gators took home the prize on the men's side. SCTV3's Caleb Knowles recaps the celebrations now underway.
March Madness has officially come to a close, and the champions in both the women's and men's brackets have been set. The UConn Huskies won the women's tournament against the South Carolina Gamecocks by a score of 82-59 this past Sunday. The Huskies were led throughout their championship season by star guard Paige Beckers, who tallied 17 points in the championship game. The Huskies had a strong performance from Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd as well, who combined for 48 points. Head coach Gino Auriemma, who has led the Huskies to 12 titles, said winning this one for these players means as much as any.
Sometimes you go to training camp and you look around and you go, wow, I think we have a championship team here. And I've certainly been in that situation. I don't think that was the case this year because we were incorporating so many new faces that we struggled a little bit to find, our rhythm and our chemistry and our belief in each other and trust in each other and all the things that you need to win at this level.
In the other tournament, the Florida Gators narrowly defeated the Houston Cougars by a score of 65-67 on Monday night. The Gators fought their way back through a competitive tournament on the back of senior guard Walter Clayton Jr. Clayton had 11 points in the game, including a big three late in the game to tie it at 60. The Gators came back from down 12 points in the second half to win their third ever national championship. At the celebration on campus, 39-year-old head coach Todd Golden, who looks like he could be a player himself, is one of the youngest players to ever win the NCAA men's tournament.
It's been amazing for us all year. Your support has carried us to the highest level. I know myself, my staff, and our players appreciate you all more than you know. Go Gators, baby.
The two tournaments wrap up a month of action for millions of college basketball fans. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Caleb Knowles.
UConn's victory over South Carolina drew a total of 8.5 million viewers, the third most top-watched women's national championship game of all time.
After the break, Caitlin Kubiak has the latest on Pride Athletics on SCTV3 Sports Extra.
Are you tired of the same old boring stuff on TV? Are you sick of scrolling through channels with nothing exciting to watch? Well, it might be time to turn that off and turn on something new. I'm Shane Barron, the host and co-producer of a brand new show called Thursday Night Springfield, premiering here on SCTV3 Thursday, May 1st at 7:30. Tune in for the fastest 30 minutes in sports, streaming on SCTV3's YouTube channel. It's a variety show with a sports backbone, and we'll see you then.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I respond to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop the
normalization.
bullying.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
there is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of SCTV3 Sports Extra. I'm Caitlin Kupiak, bringing you the latest news on all things Pride Athletics. Here's a look into how Springfield Athletics performed this week. Nationally ranked women's lacrosse defeated Wheaton 18-4 on its senior day last Saturday. Isabel Mazzi led the Pride with 4 points on the afternoon. Here you see Mazzi come out from behind the goal and fire the ball past Wheaton's goalie. The Pride are currently playing against Westfield State and face Wellesley on Saturday. The men's tennis team picked a pair of wins this week, including a 6-1 victory over Wheaton in Norton. Sophomore Angelo Guzman delivers a strong forehand winner down the line in his dominant singles victory. The team also swept Emerson on Sunday and now turns its attention to another conference tilt at home against Clark on Saturday. Men's volleyball took on Merrimack in the last game of the regular season. Looking to avoid the sweep, Joey Preach goes up and sends a kill into the group of Warrior defenders to win the Pride the set, 25-22. The Pride couldn't keep the momentum going and ended up losing in 4. A new edition of Sam's starting lineup highlights some of the top performers for the Pride.
Welcome back to Sam's starting lineup, where I give you the 3 best performances of the past week in Springfield Athletics. At 3, I have Lucy Puskis. Puskis went 2 for 4 in the first game of the doubleheader against Wellesley, absolutely demolishing a home run, and eventually getting the game-winning double in the 7th to defeat Wellesley 5-3. Puskis is batting close to .300 this year with 3 home runs and 6 doubles. At 2 is Izzy LaLancet. The star attacker scored 7 goals in the past 2 games for the Pride, with 5 against Coast Guard and 2 against Wheaton. LaLancet has been one of the main goal scorers for Springfield, as women's lacrosse is 10-1, which is good for the best start in the program's 48-year history. The Pride faced Wellesley on Saturday. At 1 is Jake Degnan. The sophomore scored 2 goals, but more notably had 3 assists in a dominant 17-5 win against Clark. The 3 assists is his season best, and he also won NUMAC Offensive Player of the Week. The Pride are 6-5, which gives them their first winning record at any point since 2023. Springfield plays Coast Guard on Saturday, and Degnan is also on pace to possibly beat the all-time career goal record at Springfield. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Reporting from SCTV3, I'm always Sam McGilpin.
Sam's starting lineup will return for the final show of the year, where he'll give you the best 3 teams of the year. Now to take a look at the upcoming athletic schedule. On Saturday, the tennis teams play against Clark. The women's matches start at 11, while the men's start at 1:30. Softball clashes with MIT in a doubleheader. The Pride have fared well against the Engineers in the past, winning 34 games and only losing 18. Men's lacrosse looks to stretch its win streak to 4 games against Coast Guard. Track and field travels to Connecticut College to compete in the Sylphin Invitational. Baseball faces off against Emerson in hopes of getting its 2nd and 3rd NUMAC Conference win. Women's lacrosse is off to one of the team's best starts in history and now takes on MIT Wednesday night. To see the rest of each team's schedule, check out SpringfieldCollegePride.com. That'll do it for this week on Sports Extra. Stick around to see the highlights from the annual performance of the Vagina Monologues.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Every spring semester, Fuller Arts holds their own student-run show. The Vagina Monologues, the performance highlights real women's stories by bringing them to life. After months of rehearsals, they held shows last weekend. SCVT3's Morgan Barboza and Emma Bynes went backstage to see how the performers prepare for the show and the messages they deliver are trying to deliver.
Vagina should be a girl's best friend. It should be like getting a haircut. Routine, slightly awkward, throwing some small.
Every year, students are encouraged to participate in the Vagina Monologues held on campus. Whether that's being a part of the show or helping out backstage with props, the monologues are a collection of real women's stories that our campus can bring to light through performances and moving statements.
Vagina Monologues is important to me because it's a safe space for all girls to feel empowered and to be more comfortable in our own skin.
I joined Vagina Monologues because I wanted a place to be able to step out of my comfort zone and to be surrounded by a group of amazing people.
For the cast, it's become a safe space, a space to connect, be heard, and build bonds. Each rehearsal is filled with laughter, vulnerability, and support for one another. From meeting every Sunday at 6 to the week of the show meeting over 3 hours each day, the cast and crew aim to perfect every detail of the show.
In the weeks leading up to the show, cast members take shifts selling tickets and t-shirts in the campus union. All proceeds from the t-shirt sales go directly to a women's shelter, reminding everyone that these stories are rooted in real experiences and resilience.
During intermission, audience members are invited to write Bags of Love, which are personal messages of encouragement and appreciation for the cast and crew. It's a simple gesture that speaks volumes.
Whether on stage or behind the scenes, every person involved walks away changed, empowered, and proud to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
Very empowering to watch the show, and then to join the community and be on stage was like 10 times more empowering. There's just this amazing community of women here that you can just feel the support of each other, you're rooting for each other to do good, and it just feels so good to like take femininity back.
The Vagina Monologues are a celebration of womanhood and give women the opportunity to reclaim their stories and remind us all that they should be supported and seen.
From powerful performances to lasting friendships, the production allows women to speak their truth and be heard.
If you missed this year's show, don't worry, because they will be back next year.
You could have the opportunity to support the Vagina Monologues, either through the cast, crew, or in the audience supporting it all.
From SCTV3, I'm Morgan Barboza.
And I'm Emma Bynes.
That's all we have tonight on SCTV3 Weekly News. Thank you for tuning in.
To see more, check out our YouTube channel, SCTV3, for past shows and stories. And tune in next week.
Same time.
Same place.